evening, everyone, and welcome back to Monday. I call it Monday Meet Up, but what do we want to call this? What do y'all come up with a really creative name? We called it Monday, whatever you guys would have called it. Anyways, so sharing in the comments one thing that for those who are hopping on, one thing you working on overcoming to finish this month strong. One thing that you're working on overcoming to finish this month strong. I want to talk, like, it's so crazy, like, the clarity that I'm getting in terms of how God is going to take me to the next level and what it's going to take, the level of discipline that it's going to take. So here's my prayer. My prayer is that the level of discipline that God is giving me, because he's given it to me, he's gracing my life for this next level in my life, right? Making $100,000 plus a month, right? Understanding that level and the things that I have to release to him in order to be in a position to truly be able to walk in making that much money, because like that comes with some real work. Like, why in the world should God give me $100,000 a month? Why should he take me to those levels? And the things that I'm letting go is so crazy. I'm just in a place where I'm just eating certain stuff right now. And Zayden had some Cookie Crisp sitting on his table. And, it's like, I'm not going to waste these Cookie Crisp. I'm not going to throw them in the trash, or, put them in my mouth. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you just see something and you be like, I'm just going to finish this off. And it was like, no, like, that's not what you're eating. So do I have the discipline to it? For me, spiritually talking, right? It's a flesh thing. So when your flesh is so weak, you want any and everything. It's crazy. We talked about this at one of our local Monday meetups. And I'm going to go through these comments. Wednesday with Mrs. Wiggs. Okay. Hey. I like that. So one of the things that it makes me think about is that if you are susceptible to your flesh, or you're hungry, and you're not allowing the thirst. It's crazy. I talked about Woman at the Well on Godly Girlfriends today. And the woman at the well, Jesus told her that you need to tap into a well that never runs dry. He was like, listen, girlfriend, I have water that when you drink this, Kool-Aid, you're going to never be thirsty again. And that's the thing. You want to be tapped into something that you don't feel like a pond where, when somebody's hungry, what they do? What do you do when you're hungry? What do you do when you're thirsty for a loyal customer or distributor? You thirsty. You just be messaging people stupid stuff. Like, your messages don't even make sense. They not hitting the spot. Like, they're so insensitive. You're not thinking about the person on the other end. You just hitting paste, send. Not even thinking about that person and having quality conversations. Really could care less whether they reply or not, because you're just trying to get out as many messages as you can. Right? Because you're thirsty. Like, you're thirsty for a loyal customer. You're thirsty for anybody to join you. And then it's like, then when you get anybody to join you, you're mad. Think about that. That's something to think about. But you want to put yourself, if you're not thirsting like that, and you're actually taking care of yourself and your relationship and your connection with God, you'll have more quality relationships with people as you start to talk to people about what it is that they need when it comes to this business, what it is that they need when it comes to these customers. But then you'll also have that sense of urgency. You can't lack in sense of urgency and you just out here shooting blanks. You can't have both of those. That's why your business is not excelling. You have to be intentional, but also have the sense of urgency. Goals have to be smart. So they have to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and have to put a time to them. The reason why we have 30 days to get to something, you can't. So let me just say this. If you were a person who, I'm asking you guys this, and then we'll kind of go into the things that you guys have on your hearts and mind. And prayerfully, you got people who will share today, so you really dig deep into it and get into it. But imagine this. Like, if I was to join you, I always tell my team this all the time. If you were to sign a Rachel, would you be prepared to take care of a Rachel? Like, let's be real. Would you keep me, or would I be disinterested in you and be like, I don't know who I just signed up with. Like, you can't really help me make no money. Are you ready for me? Are you ready for what you asking God to give you? Thank you for replying. Like that's just real. How do you say, and here's the thing, and this is where I want the mindset to get it together. You don't have to be an ambassador diamond to sign a runner. You don't have to be ruby to sign a runner. You just have to know what you want and why, and know that it's going to change. What do you want? Why? What do you want? Why? What do you guys, and you don't know, you need to start journaling this like tonight. What do you want and why? When I started, it was clear as day. I need this extra $500 a month tuition, period. So what do you want and why? I know on the last time we talked about this, we talked about how much money do you really need to make? How much money do you really want? I just wanted 500. I didn't even need 500. I actually needed 620, but I was okay with 500. But I was clear on what I wanted. What do you want and why? You know why I want $100,000 a month? Because it's some places where God is going to flow through me to help get them some money because they need it. I got a church to build. I got debt to pay off. I got things that are breaking my heart in places that I would love to feed into their ministries. This is so crazy. Like my St. Louis team, and if anybody's in the St. Louis area and ever wants to come serve with us, you're more than willing. We're at the food bank on Friday at 9 a.m. Come and join the money team as we serve. But being able to understand that is a necessity, that a lot of people, because of that poverty line where you don't qualify for the link, that there's a lot of people who are in that place where they need some money for some groceries and they're choosing between groceries or they're paying their bills or something getting cut off or something like that. And if you have this abundance and you have been in a place to where you understand how that feels, you want to feed into that cause. And that's why you could never forget where you came from. You could never forget where you came from. There's so many places where people are actually not, and it's crazy because you're in this business and you're like, well, they can join a business and they can make some money. No, that's not how this works. And God will actually place people on your heart to feed into other people's bosom. That's what he says. He said, men will feed into your bosom. And I want to be one of those men. I mean, I'm a woman, but y'all get what I'm saying. So think about that. Yes. Not be stressed about money. So what does that mean for you? Like, be specific. Right now, so for right now, like my goal, what's your goals for this month? What is your goal for this month? What is your specific goal for this month? My specific goal for this month is to go Diamond 2.0 and get whatever in the world there. And I'm a lot away. I'm like 7,000 away. I need like maybe 6,000. I need 6,000 in volume in order to get there. But I'm clear on what I desire. I need one person and then 6,000 in volume in order to knock it out. What do you need? What do you want? What are your clear goals? Mine is not monetary necessarily, but because I understand the way the business works, and my Diamond 2.0 will put me in a place to where my finances where I need them to be for the month. You get what I'm saying? So something to think about. Yes, absolutely. So be clear on what it is that you actually want. When I started, even when I wasn't making $500 a month, that was still the goal. I wanted to make an extra $500 a month, period. And then from there, once I went to conference, it was like, ooh, that 500 is cute, but I want to make $2,000 a month, and here's why. Then I got to a point where after I went Diamond, actually right before I went Diamond, I was like, oh, so I can make more than I make at my job, and I don't have to be here in y'all face. Then it was like, I want to quit my job. So I need to go double Diamond because I want to be free. So I knew where I was going. I was always going double Diamond. I was going double Diamond because I wanted to be free, period. I'm going double Diamond because I want to be free. So every day, pulling out, my chart's actually upstairs, looking at that chart, boom. Hey, Stacy, It's not Stacy, but Stacy, let's hop on a Power 30 real quick and let's kind of go through your messages and let me help you sign some people. So I'm still sending my own personal messages, but I know I can't do this thing alone. I'm going to utilize your resources to help you build your check, which is going to build my chart. Y'all get what I'm saying? But you got to be specific in terms you want. And I told somebody today, it's okay to apply pressure to your team. That's the whole point. The only way to build diamonds is to apply pressure. If you don't apply pressure and show them what it really takes in order to be successful, well, I don't want to be too pushy. Well, you don't want to make no money because it's not about being pushy. It's about being assertive about where you're going. And if you're joining an organization that has a goal, because even like with the team right now, a goal of having 200 people make an extra $500 a month, you got to apply some pressure if you're going to hit the goal. Who want to make some extra $500 a month? You have to be clear about where it is that you're going. I don't want do you want, this is the question, do you want a float with the wind business? What that means is when the wind blows, you make some extra money. So when you see your prelims, it's just like, oh, that's just some extra money. I'm not opening that excited because I worked my butt off and I'm pushing to make monuments of money. You just like, oh, that's cool. Thank you, Jesus, for if God just blessed me with a little bit, like that's a blessing. It is a blessing, but he didn't bring me to this business to make no chump change. He gave you the opportunity to be rich. Period. God gave you the opportunity to be rich. Rich. So you have to put some pressure behind that. Y'all think about that? Like you have to put some pressure behind that. So let's talk about this. All right, let's go up. Who we gonna use today? Being 6, 7, okay. Consistent in things that work, more consistent. Okay, let's talk about consistency then. Who wants to talk about it? Who's gonna be brave and talk tonight? Okay, Sandra. Come on, guys. It's only as fun as you make it. All right, who said that? Lydia, Sandra, Aisha. I hope I said your name right. Aisha. Alicia. Come on, I'm about to unmute somebody. Who gonna talk?
Well, I know for me, it really was like an awareness first. Is what does consistency actually mean? You know what I mean? And knowing what that means for me and my business, you know what I mean? Because I can say consistent to you and you can say consistent to me and we can have two totally different things in mind. Right. So it was really important for me when I had those times where I know I wasn't being consistent. It's like, what does being all in and what does being consistent in my business actually look like? Like, what does that mean? And I kind of think about, like our PMS plus SD plus PD. So that's post message follow-ups plus spiritual development plus personal development. If are not on the money team, you don't know that. So like when that structure came, it taught us what consistency is. And so I think for me growing to be more consistent, what was important was me being aware of what it actually meant to be consistent based on where I wanted to go. So it was an awareness for me, and it was something that I'll have to look at it on a daily basis, because if I catch my inconsistencies too late, the month has ended. You know what I mean? So every single day, being able to ask myself the question, what did I do today that pushed me further to my goal? And can I effectively answer that question? So I know for me, because I've had moments where consistency was an opportunity. So I literally had to ask that question more frequently. That way it didn't catch up with me, if that makes sense. In a sense where I'm waiting to the very end to say, was I consistent this month? And months just passed. And so I literally asked myself that question, where I try to be intentional with asking myself that question every single day, so that I can I can have a fresh mind with viewing my day to say, hey, were you actually consistent? And for me, consistency has to do with things that are done over and over again, but not just things that are done over and over again, but things that are actually in line with getting me where I said I wanted to go.
So let's talk about this. I think the biggest thing is, and whoever wants to chime in, thank you for sharing that. But I think the biggest thing is, so it reminds me of when somebody asked me in Jesus Talk, do you pray about the same thing every single day? And I was like, yes. Like, are they off drugs? Keep praying for them. You know what I'm saying? And even when they're off drugs, you need to pray that they stay off drugs. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when it comes to consistency in your business. The only thing is there are different things that you can do to give your business that fire so you don't get bored. You get what I'm saying? But the things don't change. So let's just say post, message, follow up. So posting, instead of just doing posts, you might, instead of just writing something out and posting it with a picture, you might go live for the day. You know what I'm saying? You might do an interactive post. You might put your kids up there. Like, there's different means of posting. You might interview someone. So different means of posting, messaging. You might just say, hey, happy Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sending out the same script every single day and then the follow-up, there's different ways to follow up. You can go to their page and see what they got on their page and say, oh, your daughter's so cute. How old is she? And then they're like, oh, they care about my daughter. Let me order with them, because people buy people, not products. So there's different ways to do the things that we do, but it does not, the nature, the shell does not change. It does not change. Just like with personal development and spiritual development, as much as people go and you listen to YouTube, no, pull out your Bible. Go ahead and pull out your book. You listen to Audible today, pull out the actual book tomorrow. Different things in terms of that. So let's talk about that in terms of consistency. And how can you be bored with doing the same things when you go to your job and do the same thing every single day? Listening. It's only as juicy as you guys make it.
I think personally for me, like when it comes to consistency, I can be consistent, but I'm not disciplined when it comes to being consistent. So, like you said, you can do different things, but the shell doesn't change. I would be like, okay, well, I did this and I did this, and I do it for like 3 days, and I feel like I'm on top of the world. And then the fourth day come, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna skip it today. And kind of like what Lakeisha was saying, towards like the end of the month, I realize like, oh, I haven't been consistent. And then I'll try to get on my team head when I know it literally starts with me. Like, if they trusted me, it starts with me. And if I'm not consistent and I'm not disciplined enough to do it. So that's kind of like what I've been working on this year. Kind of like one of my 6 words that I've been working on is discipline and consistency, because they both kind of trash right now.
All right, so let's talk about this. You and I gonna have some dialogue. Thank you for sharing that and permission to eat you up. All right. Here's the thing. The Bible says, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna pull this up. Because I like to have some backing when I talk. Because, yeah. Hold on, let me see. It is Hebrews 4:12. Let me see. Wait, that's not it. Nope, that ain't it. Hold on. All right, I found it. It is. Okay. Please don't take offense to what I'm about to say, okay? For real. And I shouldn't even have to make that disclaimer because I'm on here to help all of y'all, okay? So anything I'm saying, if you feel conviction, journal about it because I'm not coming for you. I just want to help you guys change, okay? James 1:8, and I'm going to change this version real quick. It says, I don't like that translation. Well, I'm going to read it in the New King James Version. In the New King James Version, it says, A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So if 1 minute you're in and 1 minute you're out, you are unstable. So first of all, that revelation of how unstable you are, and that every single day, and even the Bible says that God would rather you be hot or cold than no lukewarm. So putting yourself, did you want to say something, Marian? I'm sorry. So putting yourself in a position to understand that God would rather you be cold than lukewarm. So the real question here, are you going to work your business or not? Now, his grace is sufficient. But at the end of the day, are you going to work your business or not? Like, let's just be real. Like, are you obsessed with the fact that you want to get out of the situation that you're in? Or are you obsessed with the fact that your why, is your why deep enough? Because when your why is deep enough, you will plug yourself. It's crazy. Today, I was working out and I was in yoga and I was having all these epiphanies, and I should have went live. But I was having this epiphany of like, I'm doing iron yoga and I'm sore because I boxed yesterday. So my body, like I'm holding my muscles hurts more. But instead of how I focused in class today, normally I might look at the instructor, I might look around, make sure I'm doing it right. But because I've been going to iron yoga for so long, I know what she's saying to me. So today I closed my eyes and I did the moves as she said them. Now, that's almost like God telling you to do something. And instead of you being obedient, you open up your eyes to see, oh, okay, how they doing it? Okay, I'm doing it the way they doing it. Oh, okay, she didn't hold it that long, so I don't feel that bad if I let my leg down. You know what I'm saying? Instead of holding to my obedience to what God told me to do. So putting it like this, when it comes to your business and the consistency of it, what are you focused on? What are you distracted by? And are you willing to open up your eyes every single day to see what these distractions are and remove them? God doesn't show you distractions for you to continue to be distracted. If TV is a distracted, guess what you need to do if you want to be whatever in this business? Turn it off. Call and turn it off. I'm sure your kids will be okay with Disney Plus. Y'all get what I'm saying? How bad do you want it? You in 1 second, out 1 second. You're unstable. Bible's words, not mine. So, yeah. Okay, I'm just reading to make sure that I didn't miss nothing. Yes, James 1:8. So let's talk. Come on, what's going through your heads? Because I think at this point right now, I understand God's grace is sufficient, but I also understand that one. And then, well, let's talk about some real things that are practical things that'll help you, that help me. And then somebody else can talk on this. My schedule is number one. If y'all went on last time, I told y'all to download Google Calendar. It's bomb. I love my paper calendar, but right now in my life with my 3 boys, Google Calendar is holding me down. POP. Okay, it's really helping me out. And my calendar is everything. Everything, y'all. Everything. From an alert to say, go get your kid from school. Everything. So, okay, we got a comment here. Mindset has not changed from an employee to an entrepreneur. True. With the job, I know I will get a paycheck on 15th and 30th, say I want more, but not doing what needs to be done to get the more. And you just said it. How bad do I want it? Absolutely. Period. Oh, sorry. My internet's going in and out. Can y'all see me? Yes. Okay. Period. So decide today. That's really what it all boils down to. Decide today. You're done. Okay, in the comments, I'm done being unstable. Whew, is that hard to say? It's real. I'm done being unstable. I decided that. Like, I'm done being unstable. And when I feel unstable, guess what I'm going to do? Jesus, I'm unstable right now, so deliver me. In the name of Jesus, okay? In Jesus' name. It comes a decision. And every morning when you wake up and it's like, oh, I don't want to do this today. It's like, your why not big enough. You want to be broke. You want to be at a full-time job. You want, like, this is what you're telling me. By saying that you don't want to be consistent, as crazy as it may sound, you saying that you don't want to be consistent is you saying, I want to be unstable. I want to work a full-time job. I want to tell people that they can change their life, but I really don't want to help them. I want to be a business owner, but not really. I want, you know what I'm saying? This is the same thing about like things like running your auto ship. How you not running your auto ship, but you run a business, $1 million business? Ain't you about to be a millionaire, right? How you not running the auto ship? I get it. Y'all, my auto ship is sometimes the last $100 in my account. But guess what it did? Because I had that entrepreneur mindset. I've had it since I was in like middle school when I started doing hair. Ooh, that's good. So think about it. I was in middle school when I started doing hair. Actually, I was in elementary when I started doing hair, but I was in middle school when I started doing hair and actually people paying for it. And sometimes it was so crazy, is glory to God for just me being able to understand this. But I was in a place where and I'm still to this day, I have to do the same thing. When I get paid from doing hair, there are times when I'm not able to just cash out on it. What do I have to do? I might have to get some new combs. I might have to get some jam. I might have to get just weave for backup weave. I might have to get a new cake. I might have to get new light bulbs for my hair room. So it might actually be my entire profit, right? Sometimes. It's a part of being an entrepreneur. So I'm using my business to fund my business. It's the same thing when it comes to your auto ship. Pay your tithes, and then $100, $110, $115 off tops goes to your business. You want some extra money? Get something on your auto ship that you can sell. That's being business minded. So people who telling you, girl, it's okay, just 150, they don't want to be a millionaire. When I invested my $100 with no money in my account, did you think I wasn't gonna work my business? Oh, I'm working my business because I need all my coins back. I'm not about to invest this $100 and not make nothing from it. Do y'all get what I'm saying? All right, let's see. My issue is I can speak life into other people, but I have issues speaking life into myself. Like I'm spiritually faking the funk and I don't like it no more. Who want to speak to that?
I can.
Okay, yep.
So I struggled with that for a long time and am thankfully coming out of that. But sorry you guys. But I had to, it all comes back to like not right now because you didn't eat what I gave you. I'm sorry you guys. Come here. So for me, I faked the funk for a long time. And what it boiled down to, I'm sorry, y'all. What it boiled down to was Gregory. Can mommy talk real quick, baby? Okay, be quiet real quick, okay? Okay? Go in there with Peyton. I'll make you some oatmeal. Okay. So what it came down to for me was my Jesus time. So I wasn't only faking it with my team, like telling them what it was that they needed, but I was not being real in my time with the Lord to let him know what I needed for my cup to be full. And when I was basically running on empty and thinking that running on fumes, my car wasn't going to break down. And so for me, that's literally, I know that especially with this main team, we're always going back to the whole Jesus thing, the whole God thing, but he's literally the piece that made it all work. And so the way that I had to stop faking the funk was taking that time to dig deep in my relationship with God to figure out why was I faking. And part of why I was faking the funk was because I couldn't face myself or didn't even want people to really see where I was, but was living for the expectations of others. And then when it came to the fact that I didn't meet those expectations from others, it literally destroyed me in my business because I wasn't doing it for I wasn't doing it for the reasons. I didn't know why I wanted to do it. I was doing it for others. So it kind of just went all hand in hand. But faking the funk, the way I started faking the funk was getting real with Jesus. I hope that answered the question.
That's good. Anybody else got something to that? I know y'all got stuff. Come on, talk. Yes. Okay, thanks.
I think my problem is, like, I'm still trying to find out who I am and be secure with God in the way that He's made me. And losing the weight has helped, but now I have the inner healing I need to work on. Stop. I have the inner healing I need to work on. And so I think I need to focus on that and not focus on what other people are doing. That's my biggest issue. I'm always like, I have to stop following people because it's such a distraction and it's not helping me. It's like making me feel bad, and then I start getting into depression, and I don't want that anymore. I need to keep my eyes on Jesus.
It's so good. So I put that in the comments. I said, so let's talk about this. How do you heal and still make money? Because believe it or not, this business is graceful, period. And how often, like, if you've never heard this before, and if you have and you're not listening, wake up today, okay? Delayed obedience is disobedience. So when you feel something in your spirit, when you're following somebody and you feel comparison, what are you supposed to do? Immediately unfollow them. Why are you waiting? Like, oh, maybe tomorrow I'll feel differently. No, tomorrow you're still gonna feel like boo-boo, because there's something going on there. Like it's not gonna change until you actually address it. But in the meantime, why would you keep putting yourself in a position to where it's almost like somebody got a knife and they just like jamming it into you over and over again? That doesn't even make sense. Like, why are you allowing that to happen? So let's talk about it. How do you heal and still make the coins? I'm hearing you, Lydia. Go ahead.
So I remember when we kind of had the around circle talk when we were at Alexa's house, and I made a comment. You said, change your circle. So I have literally been digging deep to change my circle. And I think one thing, kind of like what Joy said, well, I don't think it was Joy, I think it was Sharina, like trying to live up to the satisfaction of others and things like that. I think the thing that hurts me the most is when there are people that are closest to you that, even though we're not expected for them to support, but like when you on a faith journey, those people that are closest to you literally doubt every single move that you make. And when you're so close to them, it's like, how do you diffuse them from the circle? I think that's my biggest thing.
So what's so crazy is I've talked about this before, and so I'm excited, not with you guys, but so I'm excited to share more again. So who on here remembers that I said your circle is not necessarily your surroundings? Just because they're in your surroundings doesn't mean they're your circle. So hopefully that freed you, because my circle is not my surroundings. If you're in my circle and you're in my surroundings, it's because I chose you to be in my circle. So like my spouse is in my circle, but that's because I choose to have him in my circle. If he wasn't on the same page, he would not be in my circle. And what does that mean? Hashtag your circle matters. The biggest thing with this is that your circle is what you give and you get from your circle. You give and you get from your circle. So if somebody's not in your circle, their opinion is a mere opinion. And it's cute. Like, that's cute. Thank you for sharing your heart and mind with me. You know what I'm saying? But that's not something that I allow into my bubble of peace. It's almost like, so you decide what you allow through your wall. And if they're not in your circle, you have to say, whether you say it out loud or in your head, like, that's not for me. That must be something that they're going through inside themselves. I'm gonna pray for them. And I say it in a moment. Like, I might be listening and be like, oh, okay, that's not for me. But I appreciate, and maybe I might not even say it out loud, because we're not gonna be ignorant. But I might be like walking away from a situation, like, oh, that wasn't for me. Like that must be something that they're internalizing or something that they may, because you think about it, when somebody's fearful of you succeeding or not succeeding, right? Be like, oh, you must have failed a few times in life and you didn't like the way it felt, because that wasn't for me. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to be okay. This is why Rachel talks to herself. And this is why journaling is so important. Because sometimes, you know, I want to remember these things that are coming out of my brain, and how I'm negating the attack of the enemy. Because he will use the people who are close to you, especially if you're not clear on what your circle is. Y'all, prime example. When I first started this business, I loved Brianna's dirty draws. It just came out. But I still love them. But Brian was like, I'm sorry, I'm just Rachel, okay? Brian was in a place where he loved me, but he didn't. He's in a better place now with us being in this business almost 7 years, but he didn't really think like I did, like outside the box, whole nother level. I'm be a millionaire. He thought I was crazy, right? So he was like, oh, like, don't put that on your body. That rap is going to kill you. Oh, yeah, I'm turning my auto ship off because this business isn't working. Oh, no, we can go to conference, but we're going to go kick it the whole time and we're not going to the sessions. Oh, like, that was him. And so at that point in the business, he was not in my circle. I loved him a lot. But it was like, I love you and I love hanging with you. But when it comes to business and me making these coins for Trey and Rachel, because you're not my husband, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Then I'm going to turn this way and I'm going to focus on people who are doing well in this business and who want more out of life until you get your act together, right? And that's only because until you get your act together, because he was going to be my spouse. So I want my spouse eventually to be in my circle. But right now, I can't afford that. So I didn't really talk to him about business, you know, well, not as much as I talk to him about business now. So what did I share with him? The good stuff. Bam, made some rap cash today. Oh, I got a rap appointment, but it made me some coins. He heard none of the bad stuff. It wasn't like, oh, babe, today I sent 10 messages and I put a post up and nobody liked it. I'm not telling you like, girl, that I told you the business don't work. No, absolutely not. You don't get that part of me. You only get my highlight reel. If they're not in your circle, they only get your highlight reel, period. So.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah.
I think too, when it comes to your circle and some things that I've experienced, one thing that was in reading that I read this week is being clear on the situations where you're supposed to be influenced versus the influencer. I think that's super important, but also knowing as you focus on being you and the better you, being more Christ-like, those people will start to weed themselves out. It's almost as like I was like completely vegan, and every time people came over, it was like all vegan everything. When they was ready to go to Fogo de Chao, they ain't gonna call me because they gonna like, she don't want no meat, she ain't on that. You know what I mean? So what happens is as you become your best you, people will begin to be this uncomfortable around you because they have not risen to the level that you've gone to. So really just focus on where you're going, and people who aren't willing to rise to where you're going, they will feed themselves out, because they will either think, oh, she thinks she's better, oh, she's boring, or oh, she's different, or oh, she makes me uncomfortable because I can really see my mess when I'm around her. So really having that focus on, hey, this is a situation where I'm going to continue to be the best me. And literally God will put you in a place where your circle will start to structure yourself until he knows that you're strong enough to do it yourself. So just keep rising to who you need to be. And lastly, I don't know her name, she's talking about healing. And what came to my mind is when a person gets a major surgery, right? They get major surgery and maybe the doctor has ordered them to go to personal, PT for 2 months, right? So in the midst of them going to PT and getting the everyday exercise they need to grow in that healing process, the doctor didn't give them the doctor's order to leave work because he still understood that you had the full capacity, that in the midst that in the midst of your place of healing, right, that the healing is going away, you still have the full capacity of everything that you have. You still have the wisdom, you still have your fingers, you still have your thought process. It's just you have to show up to that personal training, physical therapy session every single day to make sure eventually you get to your full strength. So just because you're in a process of healing, right, doesn't mean that you get to back out, because God's still giving you everything that you need. He's just asking you, come to me for your daily bread so that this healing can continue to happen. And as you go every single day for your daily bread, he'll give you what you need for that day. That's why he says my daily bread. So just going back every day, say, God, I need my healing. And he'll give you what you need through, and it may be something special from the Spirit, or he may say, be on this every single Wednesday, or show up to the conference, or all of those things, and he'll really give you what you need every day. That way you can heal and still be present and focused at the same time.
It's so good. It's so good. And what I put in the comments is that the craziest part is when you start to level up. Like, let's just say right now in my circle, like, Brianne is not going to, let's just say if I was vegan. So I actually have a vegan friend. Well, vegan friends. So if I want to go out to eat with my friend, I'm going to accommodate them because of my level of thinking. So I'm not going to invite you to a place that doesn't have vegan food. So for example, like my spouse, if we're going to go out to eat, I'm going to look at the menu, or even if we're going to go out to eat with another couple, I'm going to look at the menu. And if there's nothing on there that my husband will eat, or I'm gonna say, hey, like, we're not going to eat there. Like, let's take a different place. I'm not going to not accommodate somebody. I'm not going to try to change them. When they're clear about who they are, you're not going to change them. You want to support who it is that they're becoming, or who they are. And that's how you know that your circle is for you. When you're clear about who you are and what you desire and what you want. Like, even right now, when it comes to being debt-free, if I want to be debt-free and you don't understand that I'm not coming to your party, we're probably not friends. I'm not buying an outfit. You want to buy my outfit? I'll come. Pick me up. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's real support. And are you okay with losing things to get what it is that you say you really want? Or releasing things, because I wouldn't even say losing things. Releasing things so that you can really get what you say you want. And that means a lot of stuff. That don't even have to mean, it don't have to just be friends. It can be releasing fear, releasing doubt, releasing lack of self-worth, releasing comparison, releasing whatever. Y'all, if you feel some type of way when you on your social media, why don't you tell yourself that's a lie? Start checking yourselves. Shouldn't nobody have to check you? Check yourself. Oh, she got all these loyal, like, girl, what is wrong with you? Like, shut up. For real, like, check yourself. I should have to come like, bro, what's your problem? Like, why is you concerned about the fact that she signed a little customer? Like, who cares? What they got to do about your paycheck? None. You ain't making a dime off of looking at her make a loyal customer. You know what I'm saying? So check yourself. But let's talk about it. Let's go back. The question was, how do you heal and still make money? Jesus time. That was y'all number one conversation. Number one recommendation was your circle. Change your circle. How can you change your circle ASAP? We talked about this. Understanding that you don't have to know your circle. And the circle is who you spend most of your time with. So who are you spending your time with right now? Netflix? Social media? Is that your circle? Who's your circle? Yourself? That's scary. Who's your circle?
So, Rachel, I'm going to speak on that. So, this was one of the things that held me back a lot in the business was my circle. And so, Rachel would always tell me, like, dude, you don't change your circle, like, you're not going to change anything. So I would go to conferences and be so hyped up, so pumped up, like, dude, I'm finna kill it. I'm finna go home.
I'm going to promote. And I would go home and get right around the same circle, right, and again and again and again, right around the same circle and do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. And it was because of who I was allowing to speak into me, who I was allowing to speak over my life, who I was hanging around. I was hanging around people that were comfortable being broke. So it was more so of a place where I'm doing a little bit better than them. So, I'm okay. And so it's just so imperative to change your circle. And it doesn't have to be physical people, like Rachel said. Like Rachel, yes, she's a part of my circle. She's the physical person that I see. But then there's also Eric Thomas, who don't know me from a can of paint, but he speaks over my life. And that's a part of my circle. Our corporate team's a part of my circle. And I don't see them every day. I see them at corporate events. So it's just about who are you allowing to speak over your life? Would you switch places with them? Would you switch bank accounts with them? If not, then they don't need to be able to speak over your life.
That was good. Preach the word, girlfriend.
I think sometimes thinking of it practically too. When I worked a job, I'd be sick, head hurting, 10 feet of snow outside. Grandpa just passed away, all of those things, but I still showed up just because of the authority that I gave my job over my life and the weight that I put on it, because I knew that my light bill was connected to me showing up. And so sometimes it doesn't take even a deep explanation as to why I should be consistent in my business, besides the fact that I have to put the type of weight that I would put on a job. I just show up, beat up and tired, but I understand that showing up is how I get paid. And sometimes it's just gotta just put it out there like that, and let that just be what that is, and sometimes we need that, just need that,
So true. That's good. So true. Yeah, I always tell people, and we're getting into our last 10 minutes. I always tell people, when I started this business, I went to my first One Team One Mission. It was called One Team One Mission back then. Now it's to try it. I went to my first one. It was here in St. Louis. I was so geeked. I had like 7 people and a guest, right? So I was like, I'm out here killing it, right? Get up in there. I was a diamond. I had just recently promoted. And they were like, okay, diamond, stand up. And I'm like, oh, I get to stand up. It was a like sold out room. I was like, yeah, I get to stand up, cool, diamond. Ooh, I'm like, yeah. He like, here go Mike Patillo. He like, so diamonds, they're working, but they're not really working in full time yet. Well, they're still part time. I looked around. I said, no. I don't work this business part time. I work the business full time. Like I work this business like a full time job, like legit. And I was like, oh, y'all work part time? Like, no, I work full time. So thinking about that now, as a diamond, I already had a presidential mentality because I wanted it to be my full time job. So it was a non-negotiable. Rachel, you going to the One Team One Mission? Duh, like this is my job. Rachel, you showing up at the meeting? Duh, this is my job. Like I don't want to be in my job anymore. I realize I can be free. So it's not the reason I got fired, but maybe I got fired because I gave my business more respect than I gave my job. But granted, my job could not pay me $15,000 a month. They would look at me like I was stupid, but it works would. And so I just felt like, I'm going to show up because I desire to go up. And that's so cliche. You show up to go up, period. So how you work your business now is how you really want to get paid. If you work your business inconsistently, what do you want your paycheck to be? Inconsistent. And if your pay is inconsistent, it's because you are. Now, there is another side of it, of being consistent and waiting for your exponential growth and your breakthrough. That's one thing. But there's the other side of you're not consistent, period. And you know the difference. Now, what I love about this business is you can be inconsistently consistent and still get paid, but you're not going to have a consistent paycheck. if you worked a job, and everybody's in here is different, of course, but if you worked a job where you had a sales quota, I bet you would hit that thing. Like, you would hit it because you wouldn't want to get fired. So you don't have a sales quota, but you need to put one on yourself. And that's what an entrepreneur does. Like, let's just say I'm my side hustle, I'm utilizing that money for something. I'm gonna put a number on it. So I'm be like, Rachel got to do 5 heads this month to cover rent. I'm giving my business a responsibility, which automatically makes me grow it because I'm gonna pay attention to it. Y'all get what I'm saying? And what I'm gonna do? Message everybody. I message my customers like, hey, I'm running a special this month. Does anybody want their hair done? You got any friends that want their hair done? They can already vouch for me because I do their hair, right? So I'm gonna tell everybody to get my clientele up because I have a goal to get a certain amount of money in. It's the same thing when it comes to this business. Who cares? Listen, I told my team, and y'all here, so get ready. Come on. I told them, I said, every time you re-rank, shout it out like the first time you ever went. Y'all got to get your head in the right mindset. Like this whole, I lost rank, that's baloney. Every month, we get the opportunity to build new with somebody else. And if you can put yourself in a position to where every month you're going ruby, every month you're going diamond, every month you're going double, you'll put yourself in a position to where you're actually helping people. How you going ruby every month and you ain't signed no distributors? And you looking at the same people who ain't do nothing last month, talking about you going ruby. You don't sign 50 loyal customers a month. And if you do, they order in a fat fighter. Can we just be real? So are you really working the steps to success and focusing on what's important instead of mad because you're not doing your job? So take off the comparison of she's signing 70, she signed 10, and focus on you have a blueprint. Run your auto ship, 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors. That's it. However you get that, that's on you. And then maybe if you stop looking at everybody else, you focus on the 3 distributors so you can actually help them get 4 loyal customers. Oh, they got all the resources I have. That's dumb. That's not smart, guys. And I mean that with my heart. That's not smart. Because right now, just to be extreme, if that distributor getting their 4 loyal customers was your gas money for the week and you put something to it, What's that $100 fast start gonna pay for? My light bill. If that's your light bill, what you gonna do? Girl, listen, can we call your mama? Like, this is my light bill right here, okay? All right, who we calling? Your grandma? Your grandma want to get some hair, skin, and nails. Your grandma, she take collagen. You're gonna get somebody on the phone and you're gonna get it done. Put some urgency behind it until you start to train your mind to think like an entrepreneur. So hold on, let's see what people saying. Okay, know your purpose, to love God and love people, and then be faithful and working your assignment with consistency. Amen. This business is my assignment to my purpose. That's why my eyes are open. I love that, being open to it. I love that. How you work your business now is how you want to be paid. Absolutely. Sorry, Kendra. Limits is what is equal to how we. Yes. Good. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Hopefully, I feel like we can go another hour, but we can't because I got another meeting. So, but hopefully you guys got something from tonight. Actually, drop in the comments one thing you've taken away from tonight that you're gonna work on till the next week. We won't have it next Wednesday because conference. I will be in Florida. Oh my gosh! But hopefully, I said something today that'll catapult you right now. It's not. I told y'all I got 6,000. I still need to go down. I'm going down. You can't tell me no different until the clock strikes midnight. And I have no idea. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. No idea. Conference is going to be crazy. Yeah. Do not wait for conference. You will regret if you wait till conference. I mean, regret it. Regret it. Right now, you better work like it works. Just launch the double good bonuses. Like, that's how you need to work. Like, right now, you got a $20,000 bonus on the table if you go diamond. That's how you need to work. That's period. That's how you need to work. And you need to get it done. Because I'm telling you guys, you need to get it done. You will thank yourself. So whatever it is you have to do to check your circle, to check your mind. I don't care if you got to journal 5 times a day. I don't care if you have to talk to yourself or whatever, take bathroom breaks to talk to yourself. I don't care what you got to do, but get it together and go get it. Go get it. There is no reason you have permission today. Actually, I want you to give yourself permission today to open up the doors of that yellow bus, that yellow struggle bus, and walk off of it. And I don't care if the struggle bus is in your mind. I don't care if the struggle bus is your finances. I don't care if the struggle bus is your circle. I don't care if the struggle bus is you. You have permission right now. Open the door and get off and burn the bus. Turn around, light the bus up, pour a whole bunch of lighter fluid on it and burn the bus. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect. You're not. Right now, I'm telling you, we all fall short. Okay, all of us. But that does not give you permission to sit on the bus when you have freedom. The door is not locked. Get off the bus. I'm going to pray real quick. You guys are welcome. Thanks for showing up and hopping on with me. I'm excited. It's going to be great. If you're at conference, come speak to me and hug me. I'm a person, okay? I'm not famous in these streets because when I walk outside my house, nobody knows who I am, okay? I'm just Rachel. So y'all come speak to me, take pictures with me, whatever, okay? If I'm in a hurry, like Pam said, I shouldn't be in a hurry that much because I don't got that much going on this time. Don't touch Zaire's hands, okay? He's still baby, puts his hands in his mouth. And I don't want to be rude because I will push it. Okay, anyways. All right, we're going to pray. Real quick. I love you guys. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we're just grateful for this time and space on today. God, we're just grateful that you decided to come and sit with us today. I'm praying that your spirit has just moved, not just throughout my home, but through every single person who's on here. God, we're just praying that this event today just penetrated the hearts and minds of your people, letting them know that we can go beyond. And no matter how much of the struggle bus we are internally, you are our Savior. You are the one who has redeemed us and made us victorious. So today, no matter what we're battling, whether it's fear, whether it's anxiety, whether it's frustrations, whether it's the past, whatever it is, God, we rebuke and bind it, and we just decree and declare that we are released, we are redeemed, we are saved from it all, we are delivered, and as a result, we're going to walk in your victory. Thank you, God, for your victory. Thank you, God, for your victory. Thank you, God, for your victory. Thank you for what you're doing in our businesses and how this month is going to be a month. It's going to be the day one. Everybody's starting over as a distributor today. We are launching a brand new us. Whatever your name is, 2.0, you're walking in this in a victorious light, knowing that no weapon formed against you can prosper. So God, we just praise you in advance for such an amazing month and what you're about to do in the lives of your people. So we praise you in advance, and we just love you so much. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.